You're listening to Acoustic Songs Live on WNJR FM 91.7 here in Washington, Pennsylvania at W&J College. I have Dan Cunningham from Morgantown, West Virginia here in the studio with me, and Dan's going to play a few tunes for us. Thanks. Welcome, Dan.
Welcome
to the studio.
Thanks for having me up. This is great.
Hey, so do you want to start off and just dig into something for us right away? What's the name of this song?
This is Caleb B. I saw the a vanity license plate on my street in Morgantown. It said Caleb B. It sounded like a song. And this is kind of a song of rejection and sorrow and reconciliation. Well, there's no reconciliation, just resignation. That's as good as we're going to get in this
Is it original?
Yes, this is original. It's on my Back to Morgantown CD.
All right. It's Dan Cunningham here on Acoustic Songs Live.
All those years you never looked my way. You never came out to play. Seems like you were sweet on all the guys but me. You never heard my plea, Caleb B. Every day at school I was breaking all the rules, hoping you would notice me at last. You went with fancy boy Brandon to the dance. Farm boys like me don't have a chance. Seems like you were sweet on all the guys but me. You never heard my plea, Caleb B. Caleb B, she smiled at all the pretty boys she meets. The blow-dried hair, the store-bought pretty clothes, their teeth all so straight and white and all in a row. I gave up and married Betty Jo. She don't look so good, I know, but she cooks just like my mama, works just like my pa. You never cared at all, Caleb B. Guess I will live without the Queen of Tennessee. Betty Jo for me, Caleb B. Betty Jo for me, Caleb B. Goodbye, Caleb B.
Nice guitar work.
Well,
Good, cool
thank you,
song.
sir.
Yeah. So fictional story.
All my stories start out with something real, and then they get fictional. I just let the characters, do what they want once I start the song. But everybody's gone through that. Where in high school there was a girl you were really, or junior high, or in grade school there was girls you really liked, and they were like didn't know you existed, and didn't care if you existed. So.
Yeah.
So this is as close as you could get to revenge in this song. Just marry somebody else and forget about it.
Well, so tell me a little bit about your story, Dan. So you talked about that aspect of it. When did you start playing, picking up guitar? And you obviously have been playing for a while because your mastery of finger picking and so forth. It's not like you just started playing yesterday.
I started out in grade school. I was learning the cello. I lived in a rural area, and the teachers had to come on a bus.
In Morgantown?
This was in Washington Bottom, West Virginia, and to a little rural school. And then, I wanted to be cool. By high school, that wasn't real cool.
Cello.
So I kept on the cello, but I played bass in a band, and I did that for years. And I traveled with some different people, and then when that was over, I decided to play guitar. All along, I'd just been playing some and working it up. But once it looked like, hey, I wanted to go my own direction, do my own kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And bands are tough. They're really neat when they work out, but you got some people with different agendas and people with different ideas
and different habits.
And different habits, or people who like to show up on time and people who don't, and people who don't show up at all.
Yeah.
So just especially with now that I'm working with my odd work schedule, I can't play in a band because I can't show up and be responsible for anybody else. So kind of out of necessity, but I really enjoy doing my own stuff now for a change, instead of somebody else's. Although I still do other people's things too.
Cover tunes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So when did you make that? I guess you made the switch then from playing bass, doing cover songs, to deciding to pick up an acoustic guitar and start writing your own stuff. What your influences? What influenced you to start doing the finger picking? I would say probably Piedmont style or blues style.
First when I was a kid, I heard the Chet Atkins records, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. How does he do that?
I can hear that, yeah.
And then later on, the different people like, Hot Tuna I'd listen to, and they had the finger picking blues guitar, with the old Jefferson Airplane guys.
Is that Yorma?
Yeah, Yorma Kaukonen, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
And those guys, and I thought, wow, that's neat. This is real music. It sounds like real instruments. Sounds like real wooden strings, and I really like that. And playing by myself, I felt just strum along. I said, wow, there's just not much going on. I'd like to get some music going on behind me. So that's what I wanted to finger pick and sing, which took me a little bit to get the hang of,
Yeah. How did you go about doing that? You just self-taught, or did you take lessons?
Right after, I'd say in high school, this guy came to our school to play classical guitar, and so I took maybe a year and a half of lessons, and it kind of got me started on how to do the finger picking things like that. And I really didn't follow through very well with it, but I had the finger picking technique in my head then,
Yeah, I find that bass players are used to using their thumbs and so forth to play rather than a lot of bass players use their thumbs, and it sounds similar to me. Somebody showed me a finger picking when I was in high school. They showed me how I think it was Dan Fogelberg tune or something like that. And they showed me how to do this certain roll, with my fingers, and for a long time that's the only thing I would kind of work with, and then there's all these different styles, Travis picking and all these different,
there is.
And it's like you teach your fingers different dance steps, basically is kind of what it is. And it actually, it sounds more complicated than it really, when you hear it played, it sounds really difficult and hard, but it's actually, the right hand's really doing a lot of the work.
Yeah, and you almost have, especially for singing, you've got to get to the point you turn your brain off and
to be able to do it automatically.
Your finger, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it does. Yeah, and then if you throw a harmonica in there, then it's all crazy. If you're finger picking harmonica playing. So you live in Morgantown?
Yes, I do. I live right in town. I'm a townie, right among the students. That's how. I like living in town because places like the Blue Moose, the Black Bear, music places like that, I can just walk to them. In fact, I can walk to the big concerts at the CAC and those, and so I like that kind of community life. I don't have to drive a lot of places I go.